Hey kids, welcome back to Sports Frenzy 2.0. This is recording on July 7th. We'll hit on July 8th. I'm the Conquistador, Dave Height.
Along with the maestro, Kevin Crane.
And we hope you all had a safe and fun 4th of July weekend. So this week, segment 1, we're going to start off with baseball. And how the hell are the White Sox still managing to stay in first place as the injury bug yet again knocks out a starter?
Yasmani Grandal
tweaks his knee, winds up with tearing a tendon, surgery today. They thought maybe just a little rest for a couple weeks. Nope, no timeline yet. He hopes to be back before the end of the season, but damn, once again.
But again, the White Sox are so far ahead of everybody in the Central. I mean, 8 up on the Indians.
Yeah.
They're 51-35. They're actually getting a lot of bad luck, but at the right time, if that makes sense.
I guess if you want to look at it that way. And with Adam Engel now being activated off the IL again, they've designated Adam Eaton, one of their two big off-season acquisitions. Eaton's designated for assignment today with all the young players, Andrew Vaughn, Goodwin, Gavin Sheets. These young kids coming up have been performing very well. And knowing down the line that we're looking at getting Jimenez and Robert back, Eaton's the odd man out for playing time, and he's been scuffling.
Yeah, I think right now for the White Sox, this is all about playoff positioning.
Yes.
I do not see them choking away the division title, but they have to catch the Red Sox and the Astros. Two ultra red-hot teams right now.
Right. And our little slide, I guess you could say, coincided with the Astros really taking off.
Right.
It was just a timing thing right there.
Right.
So all things being equal, it should probably start to even out in the long run.
Well, especially like you said, with Jimenez coming back.
And Robert coming back.
Yes.
And now, the only thing, we've had some hiccups in the bullpen, but the guys coming up have been playing very well, throwing well. Our starters, knock on wood, have been the key to all of this for us. Everybody else has seen starters going down. So our top 5 have been there. And we've got 2 starters in the bullpen right now, in Crochet and Kopech.
Yeah, I have to admit, we're going to talk about the All-Star selections here in a minute, but
yeah.
But wow, I got to be honest with you, we haven't talked about Lance Lynn at all this year.
No, we haven't, and he has been phenomenal. He's quietly putting together one hell of a season.
Yeah,
because Rodon has taken all the headlines from what he's doing,
and Hendricks has been one of the best starters or stoppers in baseball.
Yeah, again.
Right.
So, but no, it's incredible the run that the starters are going on right now.
Do we have to talk about the Cubs?
You mean 11 straight losses?
I don't really want to talk about the Cubs.
The 15-10 loss last night.
I don't want to talk about the Cubs.
Jake Arrieta
I don't want to talk
going
about
on the IL.
I don't want to talk
because he can't
about the
pitch
Cubs
anymore.
I don't want to talk about the Cubs. I told you people this was coming. Didn't I tell you this was coming?
Hey, Uncle Rossi, how was the hitting last week?
I told you people this was coming. They were overachieving. They went through 2 or 3 weeks where they were playing well out of their asses. I mean, just ridiculously beyond belief out of their asses. And now it's settled back down to where they should be, where they deserve to be.
They are what we thought they were.
Thank you, Dennis Green. Thank you. So the Cubs right now on this 11-game skid are 42-44. They have dropped all the way to 4th in the NL Central. They are 8.5 behind Milwaukee, pending today's first game in the doubleheader. I think they might have won it, but we don't have the final results yet. Doesn't matter. They're trash.
So, Bryant, Rizzo, pack your bags.
That's an interesting conundrum because I was listening to the score overnight last night, and it was going back and forth between, are they going to bail on everybody and trade the entire team, or are they going to keep everybody and just go down in flames?
Wow.
I don't understand as a business why you would do that.
If you can get something for them, you're better off. But Bryant, this is the final year of his deal.
Yeah.
He's a rental player.
Right.
Why would anybody trade for him when they can sign him as a free agent?
Playoff run, playoff push. A playoff team might take him and give you a couple minor leaguers because they need the help to push them to the World Series. The Mets come to mind.
Maybe. Perhaps.
But this is the whole deal with this time of year.
Yeah.
Where we're getting close to that end of July trade deadline.
Who's desperate? Who is
now? If I was the Cubs front office, I've always said this. I have said this for months. I go to Rizzo and I go to Contreras and I lock them up right now.
Those are the two
because
you should hold on to.
Right now, they're not doing well. They're okay. They're not doing well, but I still think those are the two guys you want to keep as touchstones for the Cubs. I trade Baez and I trade Bryant right now for everything I can get for him.
There you go. And let's face it, Bryant's lost a lot of love from the fan base for all of his lamenting.
It's been 2 or 3 years of it.
Yeah.
2 or 3 years
I'm not going to sign. I'm not going to do this. I'm still mad because they put me in the minors for 2 weeks. Blah, blah, blah. Nobody cares. You whiny little bitch.
I would be really interested to see if he gets a deal next year, even close to what the Cubs offered him a couple years ago. I think it was $200 million over 5 years.
And he thought he was worth $300.
5 or 6 years, yeah.
Yeah, and sorry, dude.
Baez is the same way. Oh, I've got 21 home runs. You're hitting 230. You swing at anything. I could pull a girl down the road playing with her dolls. She could throw you a curveball and you would swing at it and miss, Javi. I'm sorry. You've never been one of my favorite players. Never have been one of my favorite players. Because you have no plate discipline. It's home run or nothing. So I am not sorry to see you or Bryant go. But I do want to keep Contreras because it's so hard to find a really good hitting defensive catcher.
Yeah, and
Rizzo is Mr. Cub right now.
Yeah, he is the guy everybody loves on that team and has been.
So we go from talking about a guy with a ton of integrity, a ton of goodwill, to a guy who basically just botched it all up, screwed the pooch, trying to screw somebody else, and doing it in a very violent, sick way. Trevor Bauer is now on leave with the Dodgers, with Major League Baseball. He is not coming back before the All-Star break. The Dodgers, and this might sound silly and innocuous, but August 19th, Trevor Bauer Bobblehead Day has been canceled.
Come on!
That tells me they don't want him back at all.
Now,
you and I talked about this last week, and we were trying to stick up for him, and I still will stand by what we said. But now there are more pictures and there's more information coming out about the incident, where now it's looking like it might have been a little more.
He may have gone a little overboard.
Yes.
But did she use her safe word?
What, peanut butter? I don't know. What?
I don't know. There's just so much crap going out there that the foundation had been laid on what she wanted done to her. And it's there in the text to him. And this whole he said, she said crap, I don't know. It's
and again, that's what we said last week, and I will stand by what we said last week. There's always two sides to every story. Yes, more information came out this week, makes him look very bad. Here's a conspiracy theory. A conspiracy theory. Maybe Major League Baseball got a little tired of Trevor talking too much about
the sticky stuff
and the things going on behind the scenes, because he's a big Twitter,
and he pimping his services over the off season.
So maybe somebody set him up.
Maybe.
I love the conspiracy theory stuff, But again, I am not going to bail on what we said last week completely. Despite the additional evidence that came out this week, there's always two sides to every story. And we'll get more into this later on with our dumbasses. Because there's always two sides.
And
we present one side. Sometimes one of us is one side, one of us is the other side. You make the call. You make the judgment on your own.
And I will actually call Trevor out as a dumbass at this point, because in this day and age of the whole Me Too stuff, any guy who has any celebrity type of status is going to have a freaking bullseye on him. Maybe he didn't want to see her anymore and she got vindictive about the whole thing. You don't know.
So we'll see how this plays out.
How many groupies are there going all over these people? And if things don't go the way they dream it would, they get upset.
Yep, absolutely. And we'll see how it plays out.
I don't know that that's what happened, but it's a damn big possibility.
I agree completely. Let's move on to NASCAR. Get away from the negative for a little bit before we
we want to talk about Tatis's video gameplay last night? Didn't you see the replay of it?
No. The Conquistador has a shocker for me. No, I do not.
Tatis
I did not see that.
Leaping to make a grab on a liner over his head, pulled a double jump where he jumped up and then kicked his legs again to get an extra couple inches of reach.
All right, so you're telling me my pick for MVP did well.
Yes, I am. It was a hell of a play. You got to go back and look at the replay.
All right. No, I kind of saw something about it, and I don't know. Just a middle of the season, regular season play like that, just even for a guy I like, even for a guy I've picked to be MVP, okay.
It was pretty damn cool to see.
And we're skipping the All-Star game lineups because it's a bunch
boring
of crap. As hell. Boring as hell. Cubs got 2, White Sox got 3.
And two guys who actually probably should have been there. And Moncada for the season he's having. And the MLB poster child from their video games and all the let the kids play, and Tim Anderson.
Yeah, the Cubs shouldn't have had anybody, in my opinion. But, of course, you got to have one. So I probably would have said Kimbrel.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Bryant got into.
This whole fan voting thing has got to be done.
I am 100% with you on that.
There's no fucking way.
I am done
Trout
with the fan voting.
Should have been
done with the fan voting. The fans don't know shit.
They're idiots, they're lemmings, and morons.
I hate to say it, but let the media vote the starters in.
How about you let the players vote for each other?
No, I don't even want that. I don't even want that. I want the media to vote the starters in because the fans are idiots. Certain cities go crazy, cuckoo nutsy, and they all show up and they vote. And, oh, well, that's great because this one city had all these fans turn out and this other city didn't.
That's stupid.
That's not the way it should be decided.
No, it should all be decided on what kind of season are they having.
This is one time where I want the stat geeks to rule. I would almost like the stat geeks to come in with an algorithm
on who should be playing in the All-Star game.
Yeah, with batters, batting average, home runs, RBIs, on-base percentage. Put it all in there, mix it all up, and come out with who should be. Pitchers, whip, wins, ERA, strikeouts. Put it all in a blender, come out, this is who you should have.
Exactly.
But again, we have to have one guy per team.
One representative.
Yeah. And then the fans get the vote.
On the stupidity of it all.
No, I don't like it at all. Sorry, fans. Sorry, fans. You don't know what you're doing. You don't. You don't. Dave and I should be in charge of this.
Damn Skippy.
And we would not put Cubs and White Sox guys in there. No, we would be fair. All right, now. Can we go on a NASCAR now?
Now I think we can.
Road America. Road America was kind of a snoozer.
It wasn't all that. I had a lot going on with the little 4th of July party and caught snippets of it here and there, and it could not hold my attention.
I watched the whole thing.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was kind of boring. It was dull. Very dull. And again, I will go back on my NASCAR soapbox and say, I don't understand how you have cars that start from the back, especially on a road course, and they just bolt right up to the front, just blast right up to the front with no problem without having to deal with any kind of obstacles. Kyle Busch, because he had to go to a backup car, because I saw that he wrecked in practice.
Yeah.
And then Chase Elliott didn't get a full qualifying lap in. So he has to go to the back third. And these two just bolt right up to the front. Like nothing. Oh, no big deal.
Zip, 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 zip.
I'm sorry. There is something wrong with this. Where is the penalty for screwing up? Chase Elliott should not have been able to blast up the front like that because he screwed up, his team screwed up, Hendrick screwed up. They didn't get him out in enough time. I know there were cautions. I know there were red flags. Still, get out there at the beginning. Get out there at the beginning and run a lap. Kyle Busch tears his car up. Has to go to a backup. Somehow the backup is miraculously so much better than everybody else's car. And then we hear this week after week after week. Where's the penalty for screwing up? Yeah, this is what I get pissed off about with NASCAR. You want the smaller teams to succeed and to get up there and get their sponsors out there? Then stop giving Kyle Busch, Chase Elliott, the big teams, these breaks. There is no way in hell Kyle Busch in a backup car should have been able to bolt up to the front as quickly as he did. I'm sorry, but I'm sick of it. It's not fair. It's not right. This tells me right now.
So what, you should just park them and not let them run?
No, but there's no way in hell that Kyle Busch's backup car should be better than another team's best car. No way in hell. That tells me there's a manufacturer problem. There's a team problem. I'm sick of it.
all through the ages.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
You're going to have your teams that put more into some.
It's money, money, money.
It is, even within the organization.
And kids, keep in mind, I'm bitching about the guy that won the race for me. I won with Chase Elliott this week with the Frenzy Cup. And I'm still mad because I don't like watching this kind of racing. I get tired of it. Right now, you've got two teams. Gibbs, Hendricks, they're the only two that are going to win. Ford can't get their heads out of their asses.
No, they can't.
But
and
the thing that
none of the other Toyota
off,
teams or the Chevy teams can do shit either.
But it's not right for a team to be able to come from the 30s into the lead that quickly. That quickly. If they use strategy, if they use pit stops, if they use fuel strategy, I'm fine with that. They just bolt right up.
They're two of the best damn road racers on the circuit.
Bullshit. Bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm tired of it. This is what's killing NASCAR is the fact that you are not giving any team outside of Gibbs, Hendricks.
How much more can you do? They've already have basically the same damn cars.
That's what I'm saying. If they have basically the same damn cars, why can't they run basically the same damn way? No, but somehow Kyle Busch's backup car bolts up to the front. That's what I'm talking about.
They find the better setups that just
enough.
enough.
See, you tried to prove my point. You did.
They try to have the cookie cutter cars. I hate the fucking cookie cutter cars.
You're never going to grow your sport if you keep doing this because it's the same. You've expanded the chase, the playoffs to 16 teams, and you can almost sit down and pencil in 14. Pencil in 14. You can guarantee 14 drivers of the 16 are in.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for a car to be just a bit off. Look at the SRX race at Lucas Oil Raceway.
Yeah, which is what we're getting to. I think that's the conquistador telling me to move on.
Those are the same
move on,
cars.
Kev. Move on.
I'm trying to put your point about the cookie cutter cars, and I'm trying to show how just a slight little difference is going to make or break.
Yeah, but then Tony Stewart should have won this week because Tony Stewart has dominated. And what happened this week?
They made the wrong adjustments for the final, and he went backwards.
SRX this week, kids. Lucas Oil Raceway outside of Indianapolis. Tony Stewart had won the past two races
on the dirt.
So they went back to the concrete, to the asphalt.
What was it? Lake Speed dominated the first heat. Scott Speed, sorry. Lake Speed was older driver from the 80s, but yeah, Scott Speed fully freaking dominated that first heat. Second heat ran well, coming up with Stewart from the back. Stewart still wound up starting the final, the main, on pole. And that car went backwards right from the beginning because they did not make the right adjustments.
Yep, so Ernie Francis Jr.
out of the Trans Am series. That kid is good.
He is really good. He wins at Lucas Oil Raceway.
Speed finishes second. Those were the top two cars. Smoke should have been there, but they screwed up.
I did find out, I learned something else about the green flag lap limit, where I did not realize that they stop the race if they've run a certain number of green flag laps.
Yeah, they throw a caution out to bunch them up. Competition cautions.
Right. Now, I'm not a big fan of it. I understand why they do it. Again, the ratings for SRX on CBS Saturday nights are not great right now. We're hoping they renew it for next year.
It's fun to watch. And Alan Bestwick does a great job in the booth.
And this week
we had Dario Franchitti as the guest racer in the booth to help him call. Franchitti was phenomenal.
Yep.
He was great. That little Irish brogue going on.
Yeah, I still think I liked Hinchcliffe last week a little better.
But they were
both better than Danica. Both of them are better. World's better than Danica Patrick.
Yeah. No, it's a fun broadcast. They really get in there talking with the drivers, getting them involved during the racing, which is a lot of fun too.
So next up, race 5 of 6 for the SRX Series will be Slinger Speedway in Wisconsin. Still on the asphalt. And Hailie Deegan's coming back this week.
Woohoo! She is a phenomenal driver.
And that's what I want to say. You kids out there who listen to the show, all three of you, might think that we are politically incorrect and we hate everybody of every race and all women,
We hate everybody equally. But when somebody stands out,
I would love to see Hailie Deegan blow everybody away. I mean, after what we had to deal with the Danica Patrick in that egotistical shit show that she put on in the Cup Series, I would like to see somebody come in, a female. We're dealing with Bubba Wallace, too. We get Bubba Wallace crammed down our throats. Oh, Bubba Wallace is the future. No, he's not. He's not a good driver. Hailie Deegan, I would love to see her just come in and destroy everybody.
That would be a beautiful thing.
Yes. And then all you PC assholes could shut the hell up. I would love it. I would actually, if she won the Cup Series, I would buy a t-shirt. Definitely buy a t-shirt.
Yeah, for sure.
I would root for that 100 times out of 100. I want to shut you idiots up. You PC idiots up. Bubba Wallace sucks ass. Danica Patrick sucks ass. But that doesn't mean we hate black drivers, women drivers. Just give us somebody we can root for. Give us
somebody who can actually drive.
To wrap it up for the first segment, and again, I'll blame NBC for this crap. Because of the whole, we're going away from NBC Sports Network and the Peacock thing. They have discontinued the iRacing series.
Oh, come on!
Because Fox carried it on FS1 or FS2. Now, because NBC's we're shutting everything down.
The
iRacing series has been discontinued.
Screw you, NBC.
I wish there was a loophole NASCAR could find to ditch.
Gee, you know what NBC stands for about their programming? Nobody cares. Because you don't care about your viewers.
I really would hope and wish that one of the other networks, cable or otherwise, would step up and pick up the second half of the NASCAR schedule in 2022, because I'm tired of NBC. I don't like it. Sorry, Dale Jr., he's got the worst voice of anybody in history.
He's not a good announcing voice, no.
And next year, goddamn well, next year it's going to be Peacock Premium. All the races in the second half are going to be Peacock Premium.
All right. Stay tuned. Another segment coming up, kids.
Listen to Sports Frenzy 2.0, the weekend edition, on Spotify, Anchor, Google, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Apple, Overcast, and Castbox, as the Maestro and Conquistador give their reviews and news on music, movies, TV, books, and more every Saturday. They can't help themselves. They have no control over this need to talk and scream. It's inside them. The fire, the voices, the torment.
Hey, everybody, welcome back to Sports Frenzy 2.0. I am the maestro, Kevin Crane.
I'm the conquistador, Dave Height.
And we are taping on July the 7th, 2021. This will hit on Thursday the 8th. Before we discard NASCAR completely, we did not give you our picks for race 21 of the Cup Series. Going to be 7-11-21.
Yep, get your slushies ready.
Quaker State 400 from Atlanta.
Yep, should be interesting.
So Dave, who are you going with?
I am taking Mr. Kyle Larson.
I like the pick, except for the fact when you sent that to me, I thought maybe you should have saved him for Michigan. Michigan was always Kyle Larson's dominant track.
We'll see. He finished second in Atlanta early
on.
But
right now, Kyle Larson's not a bad pick anywhere. Anywhere, anytime. I am taking Kyle Busch, as well as the elder statesman. He is also taking the Dirty Busch. We've got two Keselowskis between the Big Blue W and the Big Easy, Bill and Aaron. Nick, the juggler, is taking Kevin Harvick. And Doug, the governor, is taking Denny Hamlin.
There we go.
Mrs. C is not in yet, but that's fine.
She's got an hour and a half to go.
So check out our Facebook page to see all of our picks tomorrow morning. So now we move on to the NBA playoffs.
The finals have begun.
And I like it. I like the fact no LeBron, no Brooklyn Nets super team. Giannis came back. That would have been the one thing that really would have hurt it for me, is if he didn't play.
Yeah, and coming off that hyperextended knee, to drop in 20, 17 boards, 4 assists, a steal, and 2 blocks.
Yep. Now, Phoenix still won. So they are up 1-0.
Yeah, Chris Paul in his first finals drops 32 points and 8 assists.
Great game.
And let's give it up for Dennis Booker, too, dropping in 27.
That's fine, and that's dandy. And I don't know who I'm rooting for in this. I'd kind of like to see Chris Paul win one, but I'd also like to see Giannis win one.
I know.
To validate being an MVP.
Yeah.
So this will be interesting to see how this
is a
Monty Williams,
this is a
local,
final.
I'd like to see Monty Williams win, being a local guy here from Notre Dame. So yes, no lose final. Somebody who we like, who we root for, is going to win this.
Yeah.
No LeBron. No Brooklyn Nets. That's all I care about.
Yeah, there's no team to root against in this one.
And that's what I like about it.
Yeah. It's a beautiful thing. You got 2 teams that haven't won it.
Right. And they're healthy. Now with Giannis coming back, game 1, everybody's healthy. No whining, no bitching, no moaning, no crying.
Which is what you're getting from everybody else who's been eliminated.
LeBron James. Dave, are you asking me to talk about LeBron James?
No,
yes, you are. Yeah,
no,
you are.
No, I'm not. I'm making a blanket statement.
No, I've got LeBron James.
Everybody, every other team eliminated has lamented the fact that if we didn't have this injury or that injury, we would be there.
Kids, I don't know if you heard what I heard, but I think the conquistador said he wants me to talk about LeBron James.
No, I did not. No.
So, Shaquille O'Neal, the man, the myth, the legend, one of my favorite players of all time. Shaq is the man. Shaq ripped LeBron apart because LeBron started whining about the schedule again. Shaq said, you sack up, you man up, you play, you stop bitching and pissing and moaning and crying. I am paraphrasing, but that's what Shaq, because Shaq lives in my heart. Shaq is the man. I love Shaq. Even the general ads where he's cooking skunk in the woods. I love Shaq so much. Back when he was with the Magic. But beyond that, LeBron James this week had to stop a game involving his son, Bronny. And again, how arrogant is he to call his child Bronny? Bronny. Couldn't give him a normal name.
Anyway, why did he stop the game?
Because the PA announcer basically said Bronny got a call because of his father. And so LeBron James jumps out of the stands. Of course, this is in the stadium or this gym that's named after him because it's the school that LeBron went to. So this announcer must have really had some cojones the size of freaking cantaloupes to do this. But he basically said, oh, Bronny gets the call because he's LeBron's son. And LeBron jumps out of the stands, starts screaming in front of everybody.
That shows what an arrogant SOB he really is.
Yes, that's what I was trying to get at. Before you were so violently trying to stop me from talking about LeBron James.
Because I thought you were going to talk
and
about...
the douchebag that he is!
I thought you were going to go on about his bitching about the injuries again.
Well, that's the thing with the schedule. That was following up on what we talked about a few weeks ago with I'm going to whine about the schedule because the schedule... I knew the schedule was good.
No,
none of the
didn't.
injuries that we have seen had anything to do with conditioning.
No. It's just
everybody, they stepped on ankles, they stepped on feet,
they landed
hyperextended
wrongly.
their knees. It wasn't pulled hamstrings.
Like you're seeing all over Major League Baseball.
I hate LeBron. Case closed. Marv Albert did say his farewell when the Bucks won the Eastern Conference Finals, so make all your jokes about biting backs and all that stuff. Perverse sexual
proclivities.
Yeah.
Maybe he and Bauer need to go as wingmen.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, if they were younger, they'd be a great tag team in wrestling.
You know, you'd get Throw Harvey in there.
Oh my God.
That's a clubbing nightmare right there.
But if anything, Marv Albert is an example of how you can do something so stupid and so perverse and eventually get over it.
Yes.
Because now everybody's, oh, Marv's leaving. Oh, Marv's leaving. Oh, my God, it's so sad. Everybody forgets.
What a dirtbag he actually was.
Yeah, the sexual perversity he engaged in. All right, so we're going to move on to a couple nuggets from the NFL.
It wouldn't have been so bad if his dentures didn't get hung up on the
skin. Oh, that's an awful image, Conquistador. Awful.
Well, you started the depravity. I just finished it.
Oh, we got more coming, too, believe me. More coming. Couple NFL tidbits. The Washington football team has been fined $10 million by the NFL for a quote-unquote hostile work environment.
And let's face it, if you've read any of the stories, that was sexual harassment beyond any realm of sanity.
Beyond the pale. And of course, Dan Snyder says, oh, I'm going to let my wife take over the day-to-day operations. Oh, what a magnanimous gesture.
No, that was to keep the fine from being $20 million, I'm sure. There's your conspiracy there.
Yeah, come on. We're not that stupid.
Dan, you're a scuzzball. Everybody knows it.
Now your wife is, quote-unquote, running day-to-day operations.
Bullshit.
Yeah. Jeez, I can't wait to watch Hard Knocks. Oh, wait, I got rid of HBO Max. Thank God.
Because why the hell are the Cowboys on for the third freaking time. Don't you know there are other teams in the league that you haven't visited yet?
No, because we had to hear Jerry Jones spout diarrhea of the mouth.
Jerry Jones is an asshole who needs to go away.
What we're going to see is I can't wait for the whole violin concerto, sad music. Dak Prescott. Oh, look, my knee. Oh, my knee. How I've gotten so far with my knee and how I'm so much healed. And I'm going to be the comeback story of the year. How about you show Ezekiel Elliott token up, going out the clubs like he's bound to do. And your defense, a bunch of asshats who don't know how to play.
Boy, you talk about a unit that cannot find any cohesion and play together. It's a bunch of me's out there.
Yeah.
Where's your coordinator?
Again, because of the fact that for some reason the NFC East, they love to focus on them. Fox wants them to be the most interesting sports division in baseball, football, hockey, all sports. They somehow feel like the NFC East has to be the focus of the be-all, end-all of everything.
They suck. They're the most dysfunctional division. None of those.
But we're going to end up seeing, you know what I'm saying? We're going to end up seeing the Cowboys 8 times this year on national TV.
For
the
no
Giants
reason.
For 4. The Washington football team for 4.
And
even the Eagles for 4.
There's no reason that this division should have the national games week in and week out.
This is not baseball. Baseball, we get it. Baseball, the Dodgers, the Angels, the Mariners, they're on the West Coast. You're not going to get to see them if you're on the East Coast. You're in bed by the time they're playing. But with football, come on. I would rather see the AFC West. I'd rather see the Chiefs, the Raiders, the Broncos, the Chargers, than see that dumpster fire that is the NFC East. But we get it crammed down our goddamn throats every fucking year.
They suck. They can't put a winning record together, for crying out loud.
You did. Washington almost beat the Buccaneers last year. They played really tough.
That was early on, wasn't it?
That was the first round of the playoffs. The Bucs were on the road because the Redskins somehow won. Said
by
dumpster
default.
fire. That dumpster fire. Guess what? It didn't matter. And we're tired of it. Nobody wants to watch the NFC East anymore. Nobody!
They're no good. You got a bunch of morons running all the teams. They can't make personnel decisions.
Outside of Dak Prescott, please tell me a great quarterback in that division. Please tell me.
They don't have any.
Daniel Jones? Jalen Hurts? Who knows who's starting for the Washington football team?
It's yeah.
They just probably need to be Ryan flushed. Fitzpatrick with his 47th goddamn team. I'm tired of it. Show us good football. We don't care what division, what conference it is, but we don't want to watch the Cowboys anymore.
Anybody but the NFC East. Next topic. Do we talk the match?
Getting there. One more NFL topic because this is going to be fun.
The XFL?
No, the XFL thing. Yeah, the XFL's delayed
a year
their
because
start till 2023 because of the CFL.
They couldn't come to an agreement on a
No, this is going to be more of sports frenzy type stuff. Skeezy, scuzzy. Jets quarterback Zach Wilson offered his mother money to shut down her Instagram page. He told her, he said, "Mom, it's not because you're embarrassing me. It's because
you're embarrassing yourself."
No, other people. He's trying to be very sly about this. I give the kid credit. He said, "Mom, I don't want to see all these other people bashing you on Instagram. So you need to shut your page on Instagram down. I'll pay you. I'll give you money. So she goes out, she posts, and basically goes on this rant about how she's saving people's lives. People are getting out of bed in the morning simply to see her on Instagram because she is influencing their lives in such a positive way that they cannot live. They would be taking bottles of pills and killing themselves if it wasn't for Zach Wilson's mom.
I think people are taking bottles of pills, trying to kill themselves because of her.
Wow, the ego. Wow, the ego.
Your kid got drafted into the NFL and you think you are the shit as a mom.
And the sad thing is, he's more mature than his mother right now.
Wow, I did not think that was going to happen, but good for him for trying to do something for the betterment of humanity.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see if he turns out to be a good quarterback. But I actually have to admire him for the fact that he's trying to understand the fact you want to get rid of distractions.
Yes.
Including mom. Including mom. We've seen this before. We've seen it in tennis with the Williams sisters. I mean, parents get too involved in their athletic kids' lives.
Yes, they do.
Let them live their lives. Do not act like you're part of it. You did a great job.
You raised them, but guess what? Their celebrity does not transfer to you.
That being said, I think it's time to go to the Conquistador with our NHL update for the week.
We do. We have to go give kudos to the Montreal Canadiens for actually showing up, forcing overtime, and winning Game 4 to avoid the shutout. That team has looked shell-shocked and lost throughout these finals. They don't even belong in the same ice, but somehow they managed to pull that off. Either that or the Lightning decided, F it, let them win one so we can win it at home.
Yeah, wait till the next segment when we get to our massive dumbasses of the week segment, and we might have some more to say about that.
Yeah. Now, so as we tape tonight on the 7th, it's Game 5 back in Tampa, and let's face it, the Lightning are probably going to finish it off.
I would think, yeah.
So
back to back, good for them. And the thing is, let's give them credit for not only if they, I'm not touching the money, I don't care. But if they win tonight, or if they win eventually, I would say that's phenomenal that they won in the bubble situation last year. And now
then going back to back
getting back to normal.
Yeah.
With the fans and everything. So, we've got to talk more about hockey in the next segment. We've got some tragic news in our moments of silence involving the Blue Jackets goalie, Matisse
Kivalenieks.
Yep. But we're going to hold off on that because I'm telling you, our third segment is going to be a ball-busting, brain-blowing, mind-numbing mess of dumbasses.
Would you say we have a plethora of dumbasses?
You just want to use plethora. Dave, you always want to use plethora.
Why not?
It's a cool word.
It
I
is.
will give you that. Yeah, it is. Plus, we got ESPN catfights. We've got the match, which you referenced earlier. We're going to get to that. All that's coming up.
Dogs,
in the third
cats,
segment.
living together.
It's a clusterfuck of sports frenzy fun.
Mass hysteria.
We'll be right back, kids.
This is Coach K, and after my retirement from college basketball, I plan to become an analyst on Sports Frenzy 2.0 with the Maestro and the Conquistador every Thursday on Spotify, Anchor, Google, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Apple, Overcast, and Castbox. And don't forget to check out our Facebook page.
Hey kids, segment 3 of Sports Frenzy 2.0 hitting on July 8th, 2021 as we record on the 7th. The match. Phil and Tom lose to Bryson and Aaron. Damn it all to hell anyway. Effing Rogers. May he die of gonorrhea and rot in hell.
I saw more publicity about this after the fact than really in terms of ratings. I don't think people watched it, but the buzz the next morning was bigger than the actual viewership of the match itself.
Yeah, basically the only thing you heard leading up to it was Brady's trash talking online.
Right.
They did a horrible job promoting it on the network.
Yeah. And it would have been a great on a Tuesday night. You're in the summer. Most shows are being reruns. Would have been a great time to get people to watch.
They failed miserably.
And I heard Phil won the trash talk battle, and I couldn't see anything that told me that he did. Rogers was cocky as always, arrogant as always. They tried to ask him about,
are you going to play or not?
Right.
He skirted that issue. Basically, this summer is all about me focusing on healing physically and mentally.
My God. I'm so tired of his namby-pamby new age horseshit. This was all about mental health for me. Oh, my living, breathing God, you pansy.
Yes, he is.
Oh, my God.
No, it's all about you getting laid with your new fiance.
She is going to go down a rabbit hole that she is never going to get out of. Ask Danica. I mean, he's got to be
talk about
the be-all, end-all egotist of all time.
Most people say that the wives are high maintenance.
Yeah.
I would say in this relationship, Aaron is going to be high maintenance.
But, of course, the high-maintenance guys win.
Ugh.
And Brady's sitting there going, oh, God, I've lost 2 with Phil. Phil's 2-0 without me and 0-2 with me.
Maybe I shouldn't play anymore.
Hey, Tom has got the rings where it matters.
That's right.
All right. Bucks to win again. But, of course, the DeChambeau news does not stop with the match.
No, it doesn't.
Because earlier in the week, when they were playing the Detroit tournament, where Phil also had issues,
yeah,
DeChambeau let his caddy go.
That was just bizarre.
Had no comment on it whatsoever. And I love how Brooks Koepka went out on Facebook, social media, and said, oh, caddies are great. I love my caddy. Caddy Appreciation Day.
Another dig.
That's why I love Brooks Koepka so freaking much. That man is so smart, so brilliant, so cunning.
Yeah. And let's give it for that Rocket Mortgage Classic.
Right.
Cam Davis hits that 50-footer out of the sand to force the tiebreaker.
Yes. Great that you call him out because of all the mess that was going on around. Because, of course, Phil Mickelson made headlines saying that he would not play in Detroit ever again because of the reporter who came out and brought up his 2007 issue with his gambling debt where he lost $500,000.
So what?
That's what Phil said. Phil says, are you really bringing this up right now? If this is the way I'm going to be treated at this tournament, I will not play here again. Now, coming up later, in Dumbass or Not, we'll talk about this. But
it was a full...
you would think trying to get tournaments and sporting events like this into the Detroit area again would be paramount. And an idiot
trying to
freaking
alienate
reporter pulling shit out like this from almost 15 years ago.
There's no excuse for it. That's somebody trying to make a name
for myself. I'm going to prove I'm a great reporter.
because I went back and did my research. No, you're a whiny douchebag.
You just screwed your city out of millions of dollars in economic impact, advertising, promotion, because you had to make a name for yourself.
Yeah.
Jackass.
There was a lot of golf this past weekend, too.
Well,
a couple of others.
We got negative stuff that just came out today, too. Angel Cabrera, two-time major champion, is going to jail.
Yeah, he kind of deserves it.
Yeah.
For all that.
Yeah, 2 years
crap.
for assault. And again, this is
and
why...
running. He had to be extradited.
Yeah, and this is why when we talk about a Trevor Bauer, those type of situations, I will always defer on the side of caution and look at both sides. But something like this, doesn't look good.
No.
Doesn't look good.
No, it does not.
And of course, when you're talking about the Rocket Mortgage Classic in Detroit, we had more COVID issues.
Yeah.
Hideki Matsuyama,
You know,
our defending Masters champion, had to drop out
did he learn nothing?
from Rahm.
Yeah. I mean, come on. And that's going to lead us into the whole freaking Olympic problem.
Right. Yep, we'll get to that.
But, yeah. Yeah, the PGA Tour champions playing where Cameron Beckham beat Ernie Els at the Dick's Sporting Goods Open.
He said Dick's.
And then Lucas Hebert won the Irish Open, so he qualifies for the British Open. How many damn golf tournaments were there, for crying out loud?
How the hell are we covering all of them?
Because we talked about the match.
Yeah.
So it just one thing led to another.
Yep. But they're all relevant, all good topics. College World Series, we would be remiss if we didn't give a big freaking shout out to Mississippi State.
Congratulations.
The first team championship in school history.
That is awesome.
Fantastic. Congrats to Miss State.
Love the first time winners.
Yes. Gotta be. That trophy is gonna be sitting there. Lock and key.
It's gonna
That's
go
our
on.
only. It's not like Nick Saban where
too.
like this trophy, this ring, this ring.
No.
That's it. That's the one they've got.
They've got this huge atrium full of glass and shelves and one teeny little trophy in the middle.
Yeah, runner up, third place, fourth place, champion. Good for them. Good for Mississippi State. Especially when Vanderbilt got in because, as we talked about earlier, I think NC State got knocked out because of the COVID thing.
Of the COVID.
Right.
Nah.
So, God, I have ripped on Bruce Springsteen many times over the last couple months. I have to give props to his daughter. Jessica Springsteen makes the U.S. Olympic equestrian team. Congrats to her.
Way to go. Just leave your dad at home.
Yeah, I will never, ever disparage you. Your dad, yes. He's a douche. He's an asshole. But you represent us. I'm proud of you. Jessica, do your best. Show up your dad.
Yeah.
Dad, you never got an Olympic medal, you ass munch. Do it. You do it, Jessica. You show him up.
Now,
Do it.
Are we going to get the Olympics?
Well, they're on a state of emergency right now.
Yes, Japan is only 15% vaccinated as a country. That's not good.
No,
And-
it's not.
And they're getting ready to go into full shutdown mode. And they're saying they're going to shut down after the Olympics. What? How does that make any sense?
No. Well, that's why we've seen so many athletes drop out.
Yeah. I mean, there's no reason for this to go on at this point.
Right. Before we get to the moments of silence and the dumbasses, we have to address, unfortunately, what has been the biggest topic in sports this week, which isn't even sports. It's sports reporting. The ESPN catfight.
Oh, my God.
With Maria Taylor and Rachel Nichols. And I'll tell you one thing right now.
ESPN doesn't know how to fucking handle their shit.
No, you're 100% right. 100% right. But I have said for years, I have said Rachel Nichols is not a good reporter. Rachel Nichols was never a good reporter. You could see there are people. I look at you, my buddy, my best friend, my brother from another mother, and I know I look in your eyes and I can trust you. I depend on you. I believe in you. You look at Rachel Nichols and you could tell she's a schizoid. She's a schizoid beyond belief. Maria Taylor, if you've ever listened to her voice, just her voice, you don't have to look at her. And she's beautiful. Beautiful beyond belief. But she has got the best voice of any female commentator ever. She's got this deep, husky, great voice.
And she knows what she's talking about.
But, of course, Rachel Nichols, the bitter-ass witch that she is, and by the way, I call her a witch because if you look at her, she looks like a witch. She's got the hook nose.
All she's missing is the broom and the black cat on her shoulder.
And I've said that for years. Maria Taylor deserves the job she's got. Maria Taylor should have the job she's got.
Because she's good at what she does.
Yeah, it's not reverse racism. And that's the thing that makes me mad beyond belief, is that if you're going to pull that crap out of the hat, you better have the ammunition to back it up. And Rachel Nichols does not have any kind of backing, any kind of support to show that she was wronged.
She was not wrong. The better person got the job.
I hope she gets fired. Some stupid-ass company will bring her on. I hope they don't.
She does not deserve to be in broadcasting at this
I hope
point.
she wallows in misery in podcast land like us.
Wow. There you go.
All right, time for our moments of silence. And as I alluded to earlier, the one big one that's just been dominating the sports headlines, which is terrible.
Matisse Kivlenieks, Columbus Blue Jackets goalie, goes to spend the weekend at his coach's house for the coach's daughter's wedding, celebrating the 4th, sitting in the hot tub, firework mishap, tragedy, trying to scramble out of the way, and he gets hit in the chest with the mortar round that the concussive blast destroys his heart and lungs.
Yeah, initially the report was wrong where they said he slipped
and
coming out of the hot tub
and
hit his head. It was the mortar blast.
The mortar blast is what killed him, and it hit him as he was getting out. And when it hit him, he fell and hit his head. So that didn't help, but it was the errant firework.
And this is a bad one, kids. This is, I don't know what we can learn from this. I don't want to tell people not to have fun. I don't want to tell people not to shoot off fireworks, but at the same time,
you got to know the dangers.
How many people die every year from being idiots when it comes to fireworks?
And this wasn't being an idiot. It was just an unfortunate mishap.
Right. But
again,
Do we need mortar-style fireworks? Do we need M80s? Do we need this massive crap? What the hell does an M80 do? What the hell fun do you get from setting off an M80?
You blow shit up with it?
Oh, great. Yeah, great.
Well, you asked.
See, I am not a fireworks guy. I don't get it. I never got it.
Whereas I am the pyro of the duo here. And I've lived and breathed these things.
I don't get the appeal. I just don't. I go both ways. I don't like the sparklers. Sparklers are stupid. Poppets are stupid. How about in the middle? Bottle rockets, firecrackers, something that won't destroy your freaking life. Ask Jason Pierre-Paul, who blew off how many fingers?
2.
And now he is a Super Bowl champion because he somehow overcame the stupidity of blowing his fingers off with fireworks.
It's not something to be taken lightly. You do not drink and light these things off. You have to have your head on a swivel with these things, even if you're in the crowd. You have to be ready to move. And you would think in a hot tub, I don't know.
And you can't go back in time and fix it.
No, you cannot.
John Cusack's not there to help you.
It's not the hot tub time machine, kid.
Sorry, I should not make fun.
No.
Anytime a hot tub's involved, I got to do that.
Yeah.
All right. We've also lost this week UCLA's winningest coach of all time, Terry Donahue.
Yep.
I think because we're in the Midwest, I don't think we understand how important he was out on the West Coast. Just because, we never watched all those games because they're mostly at 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, and it was UCLA, and UCLA never gets any coverage.
Yeah. And he, again, winningest coach of all time for UCLA. I don't know what that means. I
know.
No national championships. No
scandals?
No scandals, which is good.
So he's just kind of one of those guys who runs a clean program and has a winning record year in and year out.
And, of course, he was also the GM for a time for the 49ers.
Yep.
So our thoughts and prayers to his family. And then, of course, the tragedy of Eugene Siller, the PGA pro down in Georgia, who stumbled upon a crime scene in the middle of his golf course where he was a pro.
A double murder he stumbles upon. They find his body next to a truck with 2 other dead bodies in the bed. Just,
bad timing. Wrong place, wrong time. It's so sad. This
senseless
is so terrible.
Stupidity.
So now it's time.
Is it time for our game show?
Yeah, because we did this a couple weeks ago and we had fun with it. So I think we're going to do it again because I have so many dumbasses. I want you,
to make a determination,
to tell me if I am overreaching, if I'm going too far, or they are indeed dumbasses.
Let us begin.
Dumbass number 1, of course, in the headlines all week, Sha'Carri Richardson, the U.S. sprinter who tested positive for marijuana, for THC. She says, I'm human. She's out for Tokyo completely. Pat Mahomes, Seth Rogen, AOC have all come out in her defense. I say she's a dumbass because she did not pay attention to the rules as they were written.
The rules are there for a purpose. She is a dumbass. She knows what she has to do, and it's still freaking illegal as a federal crime.
So you're saying yes.
Yes, she's a dumbass.
She is a dumbass.
She is a dumbass.
Yes, because, if Seth Rogen agrees with you, you're pretty much, you should be a dumbass.
If AOC agrees with you, you're a dumbass.
Yeah, and I was really disappointed to see that Pat Mahomes jumped in on this. And he put out this stupid juvenile post. Yo, man, that's crazy. Okay.
Next.
$500 million, dude, get an education. Phil Mickelson. Oh, I'm turning the tables on you. We talked about Phil in the match. Phil Mickelson. Phil Mickelson was mad about that report in Detroit, right?
Yes.
He says he will come back to play in Detroit again if he gets a petition signed by 50,000 people who will commit to doing one random act of kindness each.
Dumbass.
Thank you. Because I heard this and I'm like,
Phil, you're a dumbass. Grow a thick fucking skin, sack up, and play a damn tournament.
I'm sitting there thinking, how are you going to keep track of this? These 50,000 people, how are you going to keep track of them doing one act of kindness?
That is one of the dumbest things.
No, this is him trying to sound like a great guy.
No, it's him being a dumbass.
So we're 2-0 right now. I've got you on my side on the first two. Naomi Osaka. We talked about her a couple weeks ago. The tennis player who had to drop out because she was flustered with all the attention and everything. So now all of a sudden Netflix, before the Olympics, is going to show a 3-part documentary about Naomi Osaka. Here's my question, and you tell me if she's not a dumbass. If you're going to use that card, if you're going to say, I can't handle the media attention, I can't handle that pressure, why do you tell Netflix it's okay to put out a 3-part documentary about yourself before you come back into the spotlight?
Because she's
Olympics?
Getting paid a shit ton of money, and I applaud her for cashing in on that.
So no dumbass.
No dumbass on that.
Okay.
I'm applauding her. I'm calling Netflix the dumbasses for shelling out whatever money to do this.
All right, there we go. Dissension in the ranks. Dumbass, number 4. The Tampa mayor, Jane Castor, who came out and said, we let the Canadians, we let the Habs win one so we can bring it back to Tampa. The Lightning can win the NHL, the Stanley Cup, 4-1. Here's my problem with this. I understand why she was saying it, because the families of the players weren't allowed to go to Canada. I get that. 100%. Here's my problem. If anybody's been watching the news, Tropical Storm / Hurricane Elsa has been hovering around the Gulf Coast all day today on Wednesday as we record this on the 7th. Did she not understand that there might be problems with the tropical storm / hurricane?
She is a dumbass. One, you never let a team win.
And you don't touch the money.
You win it when you can win it. You do not deliberately lose a game to try and win it at home, because that could come back and kick you in the balls.
Absolutely agree. 100%. The final, number 5, dumbass. So I'm 3-1 right now. So you agree with me on 3?
Yes.
Disagree on 1. This is the last one. Dan Lambert, who runs gyms, a chain of gyms down in the Miami area. I think I know where you're going to go with this, but I figured you might actually rip me to shreds, because the Miami Hurricanes would be the first school to take advantage of paying their players. So Dan Lambert, who runs a chain of gyms down in Miami has said that he will pay all scholarship football players at the U $500 a year, well, a month for the year, 90 players. This will end up being $540,000 for this calendar year if he does this for 2021. So $540,000, $500 per month for the year for 90 scholarship players if they promote his gym on social media. This is what you wanted. This is the can of worms you opened. And of course, my deadbeat, freaking corrupt team has to be the first to take advantage of it. I'm calling them out for being dumbasses. What say you, Conquistador?
If this guy has that kind of money to throw away, more power to him. It's got to be a money laundering front for the mob to begin with, for a gym to have that kind of money to throw away.
So you're saying that Miami is corrupt? Is that what you're saying?
No, they're playing within the new rules. I'm calling this guy a dumbass for throwing that much money away. More power to the players for taking him up on the offer.
So you're calling him a dumbass, but not for the reasons that I'm calling him a dumbass for.
Right.
So I guess that's a 3.5
Yeah.
out of 5.
Yeah.
All right. So,
I mean, if the mob's got the money to throw away to try and launder in that way.
do you have any dumbasses, by the way?
I do not.
Okay. Well, I'm glad because we're running out of time.
We're out of time there, kids.
But
this was fun.
I do like doing this dumbass or not thing.
This is fun.
Because
it's more fun than just calling them out.
Yeah, and we get to do a little bit of a deep dive into exactly what they did. So I think this is going to be a regular.
I like this better than
segment because I trust you to tell me if my judgment is off. So 3-1-1 this week.
Yes,
right?
We'll go that.
All right. So dumbass or not will now be a permanent segment.
There we
on
go.
Sports Frenzy 2.0, the podcast. Check out the weekend edition, kids. We have got a ton of stuff for you this weekend. Tons of movie reviews. Lots of streaming news, some music news. We hope you enjoyed our regular sports podcast.
Rate us, rank us, contact us, let us know what
Spotify,
you like.
Anchor, Google, Radio Public, Pocket Cast, Breaker, Apple, Overcast, Castbox,
and Facebook.
And check out our Facebook page for our NASCAR picks. And when it comes time to football season, every week.
Baseball picks are up there too, right?
I never got anybody to tell me whether I should put them on or not. Remember, we were asking people. They never told me.
Tell them, damn it!
I might have to do this just to ease the conquistador's mind.
There you go.
We'll have to put the rules up. That's the problem I have, is we have to put the rules up, and then people are going to be like, oh, I don't understand the rules.
No, you just put the picks up. Who we're taking for each week.
I'll start doing it. I do not want to piss the conquistador off because he is my best friend. My best friend, my brother from another mother.
Yes. Nice attempt at the save.
I must have been thinking about something else when I said breast.
What movie did you watch that you're going to review?
I was going to say Salma
Stay
Hayek.
tuned.
Some Salma Hayek, I think, coming up in the weekend edition.
Check it out. You'll hear what he has to say.
All right, kids. We'll check you out next week.